Hey, so what we're working on today is really trying to figure out what we're going to do with the property. There's a house we buy Thursday. We're paying $82,000 for it. And the question is, do I wholesale the house or do I go ahead and do the rehab and do a traditional flip? By wholesale, I don't actually mean wholesale. I mean, everything we buy, we typically purchase and then put back on the open market. So they call it wholesaling, which I don't really like that term. I think it's a stupid term, to be honest with you. But that's what they call it. So that's what we typically do. And occasionally we do the occasional flip. We used to do exclusively flipping, which were everything we bought, we flipped. So here we are looking at some numbers on what flipping's like. Not to plug bigger pockets, but to plug bigger pockets, they do have a great house flipping calculator, and I like to use it because it's down and dirty and it's really quick. So I don't plug all the information in because I just really want to get to the basic numbers. The after repair value of this house, which is what it looks like when it's completely fixed up, it's about 135 grand. Our desired profit is 25,000, which some of you out here going, oh my gosh, $25,000 on $100,000, I'll be $100,000 all in, but $100,000 investment, that's ridiculous. The reason my minimum, that's my minimum amount that I ever say that we'll make on a project, is because when stuff hits the fan and you aren't prepared for it, and say you haven't built your profit number in, and you got no room to budge, you're gonna panic. But let's say my desired profit is 25 grand, but oh crap, the air conditioner went out and that just cost me $5,000. I won't be happy, but you'll just go, well, that's part of what we do. Pay it out. Because you've got the money in there to pay for it. It's just, not as much fun. So ARV is 135, desired profit's 25. I just got Jason, who's a guy that works for me a lot, just got his, and you might want to block that out, but just got his quote today. Jason's a great guy. This is mostly labor. There's some materials. His practical labor bill came in at about $13,000. And there's really not a lot in the way of materials here, so there's probably $2,000 in materials, give or take. So we're talking 15 grand in repair costs. It'll cost me $1,500 to buy it because I always pay the closing costs. That's the attorney's fees and maybe some tax stamps and whatever else comes out of that. When I sell the house, it's going to cost me $1,200 in closing costs. On that side of it, actually that number's wrong. It's going to cost me $5,000 there. Sale closing costs about $5,000 because anytime you sell a house, you figure that you're going to pay the seller up to $5,000 in closing costs. It happens on almost every deal. So I just put that number in there just because agent commission for selling the property, you're always going to pay your buyer's agent 3%. I list my own deals now, which, in its own right, maybe I shouldn't, but I do. Monthly holding costs, I'm going to say, are $1,200. That's just, a random, I kind of pulled that number out of my hat, but, if you figure $40 a day, it's about right. 90 days is what's going to take to rehab and sell it. So I want to find out the magic number. What can I actually offer her, the seller? Which I've already got this under contract. I told you that. So I've already done this. And I'm offering her a little bit more, but $80,850 is my maximum allowable offer. I'm about $1,200 off of that. I'm good with that. We'll find a way to make up that somewhere else on some other sort of materials or something we can save some money on. So there you go. That's it. If we are to flip this, we can make 25 grand. Let's come back in a second and see what happens if we wholesale this or wholetail this and see what type of money we can make in that way.